Nominations. Ms. Carson.
Yeah, just a couple of things. There's been a lot of attention to this reorganization, which is something that, frankly, is the board's decision of who they want to sit in the role of chair. There's been a lot of discussion in the media about it's about being for McIntyre or against McIntyre. And the board chair's role is one that leads the meeting and sets the tone for the meeting. But policy dictates that any board member can put an item on the agenda, and that has always been our policy, and that will continue to be our policy unless this board votes twice to change that policy. What to me is most significant in the last month as I've really thought about this decision is when I looked at our discussion on the IB program for middle schools on Monday, I think I heard a majority of the board members talk about they would love to be able to do this, but, and the concern predominantly being financial. One of the things that I find most important in the board chair's role is to be able to be a strong advocate for public education in Knox County. Whoever ends up in this position will be able to be a spokesperson for the board, but it's for the board's opinion as voted by the entire board. It's clear to me that financial concerns are significant for the ability to move forward with what we need to accomplish for kids. And my biggest concern, you know, it doesn't matter to me who likes Dr. McIntyre, who doesn't like McIntyre. The job is a professional job, and we all have to get along whether we like each other or not. In the retreat, something that just really stood out to me, and I just can't let go of, is when we as a board were talking about advocacy and how do you advocate for public education. And we were talking about working with commissioners because funding was important. Mike said, why bother if they're not going to change? Why bother going through sharing with them that we're the largest public transportation in the county, we're the largest food service in the county? And those were the words. And I hope if he ends up in this position, he does bother. Because if we don't work together to get adequate funding for our kids, the entire school system will be in trouble. There are significant changes that are coming up in the next year related to the Race to the Top grants that we were given that are finishing, they're reaching their terminal point. And if we don't bother to advocate for what our kids need, our kids will suffer, and that's what's significant to me.
Thank you. Anything else? Ms. Coatney, if you will call the roll to vote. And just say the name of the person that you're voting for as she calls your name, please.
Ms. Dethridge?
Doug Harris.
Mr. Fugit?
McMillan.
Mr. Harris?
Doug Harris.
Ms. Carson?
Harris?
Ms. Hill?
McMillan.
Ms. Bounds?
McMillan.
Mr. McMillan?
McMillan.
Ms. Roundtree?
McMillan.
Ms. Fugit?
Harris. Congratulations, Mr. McMillan. Now you can do the things for your vice chair.